if God's a woman, she's a bitch. I'm going to say something controversial, and your cognitive dissonance will deactivate your critical thinking the moment that you feel triggered. I am not trying to offend you, but offense can be a catalyst for change. So if you find yourself upset, just self-reflect. Mutual No Nonsense Spirituality has a very viral video talking about how she can determine what type of God people serve based off the type of area that they came from. For example, people that were very heavily into trade often had polytheistic tolerant gods. Why? Because it makes it easier to trade. It makes it easier to communicate and get along. People that grew up in places where the weather was very unpredictable often had temperamental gods, because it explains the unpredictableness of the weather. People that grew up in areas that were very strict and very oppressive often had monotheistic gods that were omniscient and omnipresent for the sake of monitoring. It's the reason why the white church and black church have different gods, because black churches needed a revolutionary god that would make the first last and the last first. So if people create their gods based off what they need, it makes sense as to why men needed a male god to be able to benefit from the subservience of women, from the free labor of women, and to be able to feel empowered. The same reason a lot of women don't want to give up the idea of a male god, because A, a woman god would force you to decenter men, and B, that means nobody's coming to save you and you have to address your codependency issues. There is nothing wrong with the soft girl life. You deserve to be happy. But why do you need to be rescued to be happy? Because a man that's always in danger, always in need of rescue, is a red flag to us. Why is that not allowed to be a red flag to men? And I'm not defending the men. It's just, as a woman that's dated women, I don't want to have to constantly rescue you from a building that you keep setting on fire, because in this need to always be rescued, you never learn how to act once you get saved, which means you're just going to keep doing the damsel in distress thing once we get together, because you don't know any other operation system. Which is why a lot of spiritualists that are women believe that God is a woman, because they need something that reinforces the power that they've been giving away century after century. Breaking those generational curses does not mean that the divine feminine is returning because somebody has appointed y'all as being divine. It means the divine feminine is women recognizing that you are divine beings too, and you do not have to be underneath the thumb of a motherfucking person. Lilith energy is nothing but the energy of a bunch of scorned women realizing that they're fed the fuck up and they're not taking any more shit. It's not an actual god or an actual deity. It is the egregore of energy invested by millions of women. If God is a woman, that means one of two things. That means either homegirl is not all powerful, and that's not the way y'all want to think about her, because y'all need her to be all powerful to feel empowered. But if she is all powerful, that brings us to aspect number 2. She's a bitch, because she's choosing not to intercede when she has the ability to. So why do we want God to be a woman so bad? Because we want to feel special. You already are. Your existence is miraculous. God is not a woman. Stop putting that shit on us.